I mean, the other thing that struck me along the way, because we're talking about relations.
Yes, yes, yes.
And so link up movements, translation, and all.
Yes,
that. But you also described your photograph as a lapse. Earlier on, you said it was a lapse in the film. So I think, and this is probably linked to the poetic sensibilities.
Yes.
In order to sort of seize or apprehend or comprehend even momentarily a relation, you require that cut. You require that relation to almost cease strangely enough before you can talk about it, and then it goes on again.
Yeah, I think that there's this concept of grasping what's dropped from history, which is which is what Ceylon is talking about in his Bremen address. What's dropped from history, what's missing in what is supposed to be completed. But there's also something else about the interiority of a photographic universe that moves, mysteriously moves. And as Benjamin says, translations are only for the translations. But he actually contradicts himself in the opening of Task of the Translator on this. So we don't know what's dropped from a translation, what reappears in a translation, and what comes about, even for who or what it is. Because a translation is for the text in the end.
Well, I mean, that's possibly also why even if you reread your own stuff, you sometimes find that there's something in there that you didn't even realize you said.
Yeah, or frightening enough that you were saying. Which is actually, I think, part of a way that I think what I was trying to get at earlier about politics and the essence of the political today, which is, I think, what your project is beginning to address, saying things that we don't really say, and how did these things appear?
Yes.
Which is a problem we can't solve today.
But what you were saying before about the grasping what is dropped from history, in what I'm doing is fundamental. It's fundamental. I think this is the essence of my work. That's why I always try to document realities which are some kind of marginal or some kind of I'm not interested, for example, in photography or in the video that we have seen. I was not particularly interested into macroscopic phenomena, or I'm interested in what's banal, what's apparently banal, and that's it, and it's a relationship with everyday life, and it's also a relationship with history itself as the engine which I'm relating to. So but that's really, it really matches what I'm trying to do, the relationship with history.
I think the film achieved a sort of supplementary of music, and it made an analogy of music between the sea and between the actual orchestration, so to speak. Actually, in a really strange confrontation with the orchestra playing, and how things are moving people in the relationship to orchestration. But we shouldn't delve into the film maybe too much here. But those are sort of the substantiation of the origin of the poem's possibility to address the other, which is also related to poetic experience. So it's a fundamental commentary within the interiority of the film, moving these sights around. As I had mentioned to you, the music serves and dominates the sort of, let's say, interlacing of images and scenes. It's quite impressive. But it has this interiority of moving that I found to be probably the most striking about the work, which seems to also be at stake in the basic theoretical description of the text.
Well, when you work with photography, actually, at least apparently, you erase sound. Like you don't have sound anymore. At least you don't have the. But
you erase it or you liberate it.
But you liberate it. In fact, what I was going to say, you erase it or you liberate it. Like you, the silence of the photographic image. The silence is also a container for all possible voices or all possible. It's a sound in potential. I would say it's a potential sound, the potentiality of sound. So I don't think, even if there is no physical sound in the photographic image, and there is not this physical sound, I still think that what in some way I don't want to but some way I could say this, that I found in photography what I think Adorno was looking for in music, in contemporary music. Adorno was looking for, at least from what we know from his writing on contemporary music, dodecaphonic music, was looking at a possibility of grasping a concept through the music. I feel that photography gives me the same, let's say, solution that Adorno was looking into music somehow. I'm very much interested in why Adorno was so interested in music. So I'm very interested in this aspect.
But is it true Adorno did not like jazz? Because
it's difficult. It's a very difficult. It's true that maybe it's true, but it's also true that all the existentialists loved jazz. Like all the existentialists.
Because he never listened to Art of the Improvisers or Ornette Coleman, which is conceptually a triumph. I mean, this is something.
Well, yes. I don't know why. It's kind of. Jazz was. Well, I don't know.
It's a good.
It's a good. Yes. But actually, what I'm doing is maybe more close to jazz.
Yeah,
but that's interesting, though. Yeah.
Well, maybe that's sort of like the nature of relation itself. Because you can't take out the person from the relation.
Yeah.
You open a relation with things that somehow call out to you as well.
Yeah, like any kind of program, you have what is called the intent of the subject in its trajectory. No matter how precise it is, there's still this measure of this subjective experience. So in creating it, but also in actualizing its possibilities in metaphysical experience, which is another issue. Right?
Oh yes, sure. Well, I think that as you were saying, the aim of this book, the basic concept of this book is the concept of relation. What is a relationship? That's why relational syntax. What brings us to create a relationship? What is this thing in a relationship? And I thought that my first book should be related to this aspect, because the fundamental bound, the fundamental issue which connects human beings, and it's the concept of relation concept. So I thought it was a very fundamental aspect that we should discuss. Relations.